Hello, welcome to my recording of my gameplay on Kingdom Come Deliverance hardcore mode with every perk enabled. It's a trophy, two trophies that you'll get for doing this. They're not on the trophy line, the main trophy line, sorry. They're on the hardcore mode bit. Hit hardcore. This is a bit of a thing, but I'll read it to you. It began with a sore throat and a fever, and I ended with disgruntled parents and funeral bells. The year the scarlet fever took many young lives, not only yours. It said like that, right? And then again, just when you were thinking you already passed the tree before the wolves caught up and with you, mother always told you not to stray in too far into the woods alone. Right, and now I'm alive. You survived. Right, medieval life is full of uncertainties and woes. Spring gives way to winter, and the years have borne away your carefree youth. Neither have you escaped the bowels of fate. Like every man judged by God, you too have your crosses to bear. I've got to select two negative perks that will stay with me for the whole game. But one of the trophies is to select all the perks, and it will give you a trophy. But this is going to be hardcore mode with hard consequences because watch this. Douche. Right, I'll read the perks as well. Nightmare. Since childhood, you have been troubled by a recurring nightmare in which you are being chased by a colourful jester. Although the dream is repeated night after night, it still frightens you as much as when you were little. You awake so shook up that all your stats are lowered for a while. I don't even know how to call us Custo beer. I don't know. When you were a child, you got your head stuck in a pail and a pile and couldn't get it off all day until your father took an axe to it. Even ever since then, you have a fear of enclosing spaces. It's claustrophobia. Wearing a helmet with the visor down makes you so anxious that your attacks are weakened. Like your hemophilia, hemophilia, yeah, and that is like your father and his father before him. You are afflicted with the family curse. All it takes is a scratch, and you start bleeding like a struck pig. Once it starts, the bleeding is faster and harder to stop. Numbskull. Your mother dropped you on your head as a baby. She kissed it better, and the bump stood she soon faded, but ever since then you're like little slow and getting up the hang of things. This lowers your acquisition of experience. Right, consumption. You are caught. You once caught a nasty chill and ended up with a persistent cough. Many thought you'd never survive, but eventually you healed. Nevertheless, since that time, you don't breathe very well and your stamina regenerates much slower. Right? So shakes. When you were little, when you were too little to know any better, you fell in the well. It was hours before they heard you crying and got you out. Ever since then, you get the shakes from time to time, as if you were back again in the dark, chilly well. Obviously, that's not good for archery, pickpocketing, or lockpicking. Tapeworm. When you got appetite, you're eating everything you could get your hands on. Folks say you eat enough for 2 days. It's like you have a visor in your guts who's eating you out of your house and home. You get hungry faster, so you have to eat more often. Right? Solomon Bolton. You always had a restless sleeper. You always been a restless sleeper. Sometimes so much so that you get up from your bed and go walking. It's not unusual for you to wake up somewhere else than where you were spread to. Ever since you were little, brittle bones. Ever since you were little, stairs, ladders, and have been your worst enemy. All it takes is a little fall, and your bones break with a awful crack. You suffer more worse injuries than others when you fall. Right, I've got to do all these parts, so it's going to be a bit of a complicated run through, but this isn't a run through of speed or anything like that. I'm going to do everything in the game on this difficulty with all these. So enjoy my doco of this. It's a documentary of my gaming experience on this game. But I will just open my PlayStation quick menu. Just to check. I've played 276 hours of this game already. I wanted to bring out PlayStation 5 upgrade, but that's just on it. It's been a long time to play this, but I'm going to go quiet for the cutscenes, so I will mute my mic. Holy Roman Empire, which flourished under the Emperor Charles IV. The king is in active gang of many of the nobles, as well as his half-brother King Prince. Too fast! I might be educated in reading, but that was too fast, man. As well as on the PlayStation. Just look how detailed that whole place is. Look, that wilderness. Look at that picture. Yeah, that's it, miners. I think they should mine step. Oh, look, it must be a king or something. Along the line. There's only 4 of me. That's 5. Sorry. Oi.
God bless. Same to you. Today's a scorcher. Well, husband, how goes it?
Good. I should get it finished today. Where on earth is Henry? I need him to run some errands.
He was still sleeping when I went out.
At this hour? Blue-blooded idler.
Well, it looks like he was out all evening, drinking like a lord.
Go and get the lazy bones up then. Quick clout round the ear should do it.
Mm-hmm.
My PlayStation 4 are actually showing the cutscenes in the full game because my TV is a bit slower than the full.
Henry! Get up now.
So, yeah,
As well.
Like an echo.
I'll come get you up, you slugabag.
Hear that? You'd better not vex him. Now get up quick. Your breakfast is on the table. Wait, what's this? Have you been... Oh, Henry. How many times have I told you about fighting?
Oh, it's nothing. It's just a scratch.
You've been at that sword play again, haven't you? You'd better pray your father doesn't get to hear of it. You know how he feels about it.
Oh, don't worry, it wasn't that. I just scratched myself is all.
Well, just don't come crying to me if you really do get hurt. Now get up, you rogue. A fine state you're in this morning. What on earth did you get up to last night?
I was sweating in the forge all day yesterday, and then I was helping Fritz and Matthew with some errands. So I'd say I have a right to be a bit tired.
Well, I've got a feeling there's something you're not telling me. And it's connected with that scratch on your hand. And that suspicious-looking character with a sword who turned up in town recently.
You think he's teaching me sword fighting, don't you? What use would that be to me? Here. I'm not lying to you, Ma.
All right, then, if you say so. I don't mean to pry, but you know your father takes a dim view of such things.
Did Matthew and Fritz come looking for me?
No, I haven't seen them this morning. They shouldn't be hard to find. They'll be hanging around a tavern somewhere, as usual.
Matthew and Fritz aren't drunkards.
I never said they were, did I? And if I really minded you going for a beer with them, I'd have put a... I was young once too, you know. And your father was no angel when he was in Cuttenberg.
Of course he wasn't.
You don't believe me? Ask him yourself.
All right, I will.
You're not a boy anymore, Henry. You're a man, and it's time to start acting like one. Yesterday you promised your father you'd help at the forge. If you made yourself useful now and then, I wouldn't mind your mischief-making so much.
Can I get something to eat?
I left some breakfast on the table. Help yourself.
Is Father angry with me for sleeping late?
He's not happy. Yesterday you promised him you'd help finish that sword for Sir Radzig. He's not as young as he was, and you know how his joints pain him. He's too proud to complain, but he needs your help.
I know. Don't worry, Ma. Of course I'll help him.
Good. He always says his knees ache when there's a storm coming. I hope they're wrong this time. It's looking like such a nice day.
Do you need me to do anything, Ma?
Ah, you're a good lad.
And it says saving. There is no auto save in hardcore mode. You can only save the game by drinking saviour snacks, sleeping in your bed, getting full service in a bathhouse, or on X and continuing the game. Survival. Your current health and stamina are indicated only by the in-game effects. You see, sleep is the best cure. You can also make use of health potions and food, but they take longer to take effect. In hardcore mode, you can't fill yourself by eating from all the pots dotted from around the world. So you really have to get your own food. Henry's position, right, map and navigation. Henry's position is not shown on the map, and there is no points on the compass. Waypoints are shown on the compass, but only when you get close enough. Fast travel is not possible in hardcore mode. Money and equipment. Traders pay less when buying items, and monetary rewards in general are lower. While on the contrary, extensive repairs are constantly, and the drawbacks of using damaged equipment are more serious. So it really makes sense to keep your equipment well maintained. Combat. Duels are more realistic, attacks have greater impact, and engaging without quality armor with an experienced foe is always very risky. Fighting more than one foe at a time is also dangerous, because they will take greater advantage of their numbers. The cursor has no directional points on your block indicator in combat. You can only block and dodge by carefully watching your opponent's moves. Right, I'll close out, thank you. And that's me with the talking. I can talk about what I'm going to do is what I do every time when I start this game. And let's go and get all the herbs and all the plants that you can harvest on the game. Because there's an actual skill, is me giving you a bit of a guide. There's a skill, which I'll show you. That brings up the top. Press up with direct tab brings up the map. If you press down, it brings up this infantry player and all that. All the things you need to do in a menu is in this part. So I'm going to go over to the player. Go over to this. Is that what I was going to do? I've lost me. Right, hang on a second. Go down. Go over to player with R2. Go to stats if you want to, but I'm going over to skills. I just want to show you herbalism goes up, and it is it this one? Press triangle and a good thing. No, that no. Herb picking activity will add experience to your strength stat to 2. So picking up herbs and your strength stat will go up at the same time. Not a lot, but if you pick plants at a considerable speed, or if you pick enough plants at a time, you can get your strength up. And what I want to do is get my strength up here and then start trying to knock out some of the citizens here. Because if you knock out the citizens here, and get caught, you will be going to prison. That is the end of the game. Because I'm not going to do spoilers to what happens in the game in the story itself, but what I will tell you in the general. If you get caught here, something happens on the story that will make it impossible for you to ever do the game. I'm not going to say what happens, but if you've played this, because it's quite a well-aged game now, you also know why. If you get caught here and put in prison, it's the end of the game. However, that doesn't apply to the whole game. If you pass a certain part of the story, and then you get sent to prison. I don't know on hardcore mode how serious that is, because there's no perks or anything to lower it. But if you get caught, get to go to prison, and I think you serve your time and get let out. But there's a significant part of the story that happens on this day on the game. However, once the game starts in its actual pure form, night and day will happen, all the weather systems will happen, everything will happen in the game. That is going to happen. They just really want you to go to your right now to do this story, but I'm not too sure what the trophy means by street chores, but I think there's a trophy for someone to not do the chores, do something in the game where you don't have to do the chores. I might have a quick gander online about that one because I have played this game to death, but I didn't get to the end. So technically, I shouldn't go and invite on anything. I should blindly just carry on with the game, but I don't know if they're the PlayStation upgrade. I think I would straight on it. A bit like Witcher 3. I haven't played that yet, but I actually enjoyed it. And I like how the canny of the game versus the Netflix series. It's similar to the fact that Netflix, if you go on Witcher 3, there's a setting on Netflix on it now that you can change your characters to look more like the Netflix version of The Witcher, which is quite cool. I mean, I like the Witcher actor. I can't remember his name in the Netflix. The guy who played Superman actor. He's a really good actor. I mean, he looked more like the Superman from Lois and Clark's Adventures. And his Superman, apart from Batman, I reckon Superman's the most. Oh yeah, if you get caught robbing or any sort of crime, you'll be taken to prison. I know, but I don't see why you have to rob the hut in there. I go because it's your family's hut there. That's like your mum's going down the road. I think yeah, she is. So just let her go down the road and go through this gate. There's a little trick I'm going to show you. And if you really want to follow her, but don't follow her too close. And maybe we'll have a look. If I sneak up, keep sneaking slowly. I mean, go over to player, and then press on a minute, and then go over to. I want to look at the stealth stat. A minute. Okay, back very bottom. Okay. Stealth skills shortens the distance. Skills shortens the distance at which you will be able to be seen by the enemy, and increases the time it will take them to stop you. It is improved by moving stealthily in the vicinity of an enemy. What? So not. Nothing is. Yes. Walk up to him very slowly. This guy here. Walk up to him very slowly. Now you move on. Walk up to him very slowly. Get to go. Closer. And then L2 up. And then I think it's R2. Then you've got R1 and R2. I'm going to pick up the body. Take him around here. Drop him there. He will wake up, and eventually, if you spend enough time here, he will redress and have all his items back into him. So he's actually, and I don't know if I actually did anything for the stats. Let's have a look. Like knocked him out, so it should be a strength stat really. The strength stat should be going up. Oh, that's not there. I'm level 1, and strength has one thing in it already. So here we go. Strength did go up a little bit, and what have we got? We've got stealth defines how characters can handle physical challenges. The more strength, the less depletion of stamina, which when wielding heavy weapons, mostly expert daggers and sabers, and the more powerful your attacks. Each level up of Oh, here we go. Sorry, guys. Each level up of strength also significantly increases the capacity of your inventory, as which influencing how fast you can sprint with a heavy load. Strength. Don't know why. Wait, let me go down. I thought I found the. Yeah, I did. Right. Why is it going down even more? Because actually, slowly. There we go. You get strength perks points at every other level. So every 2 levels, I think it is, you get strength perk. Right. So the ones that are open to me is grave digging. Carry dead or unconscious bodies won't cost you any stamina, and they will burden you only half as much. Or blocking a stronghold, blocking an opponent's strike with your shield will cost you 30% less stamina. I'm going to do that one because, yeah, I think it's more of a like watch, and I don't really care about bodies and that for a minute. Well, I do care about doing it, but I don't really care about the stat that I'm being penalised for. Right, is there any herbs around here? No herbs there. I don't know why, but they've got other plants here that are generally like you can pick them up, but there are a couple here that I can't pick up, and that's dandelion. An old wives' tale that I was brought up on is if you pick a dandelion, you piss bed in there, or you weed bed in the night after, which is totally out of your lifestyle, as I said, because I took those to that one to bed. I did bring those babies with me. We all learning curve one point. But there's a dandelion there. Every herb counts. Just like here. Let me over the hump. You won't go over the fence. The visible wall of the fence. Dandelion. So you must have this dandelion, you see. But yeah, slowly when the herbalist skill goes up, what you want to see is you get as many plants in your vision and close to your vicinity, because Henry will start picking up the plants much more with one um hit of the button. He'll pick up, I think it's like 3 or 4 plants at a time at the same time if he sees them. Say like 2 or 3 disappear at the same time. See how many does this? And voila, 2 or 3. It increases over leveling up. It increases with the leveling up. Like. So the more you get, the more you, the more he'll pick up, which is quite cool. But the one thing I do like about this game is that picking the plant is animation, because it's so time consuming, and that is a great thing. Because on games like Red Dead and Red Dead 2, I don't really like the fact that you have to watch every single time you butcher an animal that you kill. It's like taking time, and I wouldn't mind if it like you were able to skip it. Then I wouldn't mind if it was you skipped it, but time still flows. But time doesn't flow. Like it takes, even though you skip it, it still does the animation and jump in idea, and then basically it takes the time at the same time. So you will still use the time to in game play. To have to watch it and waste my human real time is annoying, and is one of the things I get. I love that. Don't know Red Dead 2 that much because I didn't get to the end of the catch up. I've only got to chapter 2 in that lot, because the person, my best friend who was a lover of which I he loved it more than I did. He passed away sadly in 2019, 2 days after his birthday. His birthday, he lost his mate. his online his online name was Mad Jedi One. He was absolutely fantastic to talk to. He in his name Mad Jedi, he was a Mad Jedi because he took me under his wing like a Padawan, which and he also we also spoke at length about conspiracy theories, things that like if we think there's other species out there that are humanoid or Homo reptilians or stuff like that, which we found a lot of documentation and a lot of stuff. But the thing that I liked about him, he made me into a conspiracy theorist. However, he made me go and look at multiple sources for information, not just the one person. Or like when sadly when the World Trade Center struck, that instantly on the ground when people were recording on their phones, Bin Laden. It must have been Bin Laden. No, it was Bin Laden who orchestrated it, but it wasn't Bin Laden's. Bin Laden, but someone, some some person or some people must have shown given the terrorists the money and the funding for that. And also, the big question that I've got with that conspiracy is how come Building 7 went down? They tried to answer it, saying that Building 7 went on in the World Trade Center's plaza, went down because of the North Tower's debris hit it and started melting that skyscraper. Basically, it was a mini version of the North Tower situated northeast, I think, or something. But the painting hit that, and yeah, I would understand because my theory of how it the two actually eventually did come down was the go ahead by the American government. But that's not me saying that they were the orchestrators or they had anything to do with attacking their own country or giving the pissed off Saudis the funding. What I'm trying to say is when it happened, the buildings were smouldering, burning to hell above, and if they kept on allowing it to just keep burning and melting, then yeah, a load of the buildings might have like eventually started falling down without falling down and breaking all the buildings there. So they gave the order, which was horrible. They had to give the order to hit the demolition charges, which are situated on most buildings and skyscrapers in America, because they went down like a pancake. And they, but what really got me was there is witness accounts. I don't know how too much credible they are, but witness accounts all saying that when the building was struck by the planes, about 2 minutes before, there was there was like an eruption feeling coming from below, a bit like a earthquake hitting from below. That took out the that basically um that idea is then that something went deadly wrong there, and like they had something was at the in the basement level of the World Trade Center, the key tower, and they they like some sort of structural charges on the buildings 2 minutes before like it was a distraction. The planes hitting was the distraction to what was going on down in the jungle, the basement. Okay, if you have a look now, well, if you have a look after the shot, have a look at these decent watches of two shots, but they went down further than land level, basically down in the bunkers, like the basements. They actually went down that far, and if you have a look at the structures when all the buildings were small, were finished smouldering and all the ash dissipated, you had a look at the structures just standing there with like scaffolding inside it, the remains of the innards, the stainless steel iron stuff that used to build it. They were like the way that they were severed were quite like beautiful, and finally in that sense Wogan said that actually it was my theory was a bunch of piss a load of Shiite Taliban people who believe truthfully or some there'd be some stupid idea that if you do suicide then you can give forever you can put into some heaven and you can give some Mount Virgin as well. That's completely and utterly wrong. There is heaven out there so I don't know how I'm not someone who's died and come out. I have been to that point, but you'll never remember it because you know do you know what they symbolise the pancreas cell of your brain in places like America, where
Henry, I'm
if
glad you
you have
came.
the statues, they've got all it started in Britain, but all in the hand. It's to represent the apple of Eden, but it's also represents your pancreas cell, which is the memory slot of your brain. And the brain, and it's also known as the third eye if you look at it in astral senses. Anyway, I'm with some Roger and I don't want to go on anymore. If you watch this video and you start getting upset or you do get a bit of upsetness from my statements, then please, if you want, leave comments and stuff. And I apologise in advance because I do understand it's a touchy subject, but it's also a big conspiracy. Big conspiracy. It will never be true until 50 years after the fact. They can release all documentation of the actions that were happened. That they won't release true documentation. I mean, we can actually see that they keep things from us because they release it and then it's all got like black lines over the some of it and that means it's redacted. It was redacted. So there's and then it's also been documented. So all the information that you're being given has been censored. Has been read among themselves. Been changed by someone who's in a higher power. Course of history and stuff like that. I mean, what's to say a bit 100 years ago? It's true for all the things that happened. It's true for the way that it happened. Here we go. Here's another plant, and it's chameleon, or over in England, these are daisies. And it's all these plants are decent. Like you can either sell them, which is a good way of getting a load of money at the start of the game, and a good way to raise your bartering skill. You can sell one herb at a time and barter it to. And my little advice to you is when you're bartering, always bring them down, get them to give you a decent another deal, and then increase it by 5 or increase it so you deal basically they give you a deal and then you up it again, you up it so you guys set on a high degree, you'll get the skill level experience for bartering with them, and then you'll get a little bit more of good reputation from the actual owner of the shop. So you obviously you can make a decent deal. And there's three trophies that I'm going to talk about now. There's 3 trophies. You can be complete game whole main story in the game solid, which means you don't have such any of the characters in the game. at any point through the game, or you can have two of the characters. Lady 67, who's actually married to someone else, and I literally tried it to figure out a way to do it, because she asked you to change the point, and that's how it starts. But I never got, I never, I got glitch. I think, oh, stupidly, I didn't go into my inventory to change the clothes up. I don't start instead of like, yeah, I was thinking of the person about to take it on. You actually just change the clothes. She actually second clothes. Anyway, after this chatting, now I'll show you a little bit more of my skill herbalism level 5 already, but I need it to get with the skill that I want, the leg day one. I need to get level 10. But by level 10, every 5 for the skills, it's every 5 levels you'll get another perk point. So which one do I want from these? If you got enough fragrant herbs in your inventory, you'll get a 2+ charisma bonus. Or if your horse has enough fragrant herbs in its saddlebag, it will shy less. I'll do the flower thing. Okay, right now the herbs have been level up to level 5. Watch this. See the plants that are pickable, the daisies or whatever they're called. Right, ready? Should do this. See, they're gone because I picked them up. And don't worry if you're thinking that because now he's picking up multiple in one go, that you're going to lose the chance to get more experience. Each plant he picks anyway is still considered as one pick, so you still get all the experience points. One thing that Rockstar I got that upset with is Red Dead Redemption 1 should have been brought out on PlayStation 5 and the PlayStation 3. I bought the PlayStation 4, but I haven't touched it. I really want to put the PlayStation 5. And then the cool thing about PlayStation 5 is it's got a stronger, more adapted version of PlayStation 4 Plus. PlayStation 4 Plus. Which is annoying in itself. It's like, if it's got that emulator in it, why doesn't it give us the open PlayStation Store parts? So PlayStation 1 games and PlayStation 2 games that they can't be able to really upgrade, instead of porting them, just changing the port code, give us the game, let it run, because PlayStation 5 is capable of being fast delivering faster everything, because it's an SSD card, which is a solid state drive, which has a certain thing inside it which I don't know, which is like, I know it makes it faster, faster, and also if you end up buying a PlayStation 5 and then you want to upload, you want to buy the PlayStation 5 and you go and buy a SSD that you get SSD that has its own speed capability, and it will add it to it. So that if you've got two SSD cards that are fast, I bought basically 5 with digital edition. I should wait. I wanted it, and I should have waited for PlayStation 5 Slim. Like, oh, the new PlayStation 5 has come out, because I bought the digital version and then just bought the disc drive for it, just because it's fun. It costs more money. It's more expensive. However, it's just like I can add it on when I want it. And to be honest, I don't use discs anymore. I really don't use discs because I've got PlayStation 4, which is quite significantly battered. It hasn't got a case in. It's just got the actual PlayStation 4 in. It's still working to put together. The disc drive doesn't work. However, I really am considering just going to get another one because I want to play Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones Telltale Story, but because they've got bankrupt or whatever, and they stopped using that simple Telltale Story off the PlayStation 4. They're there to be viewed. They're not there to be viewed, which I really should have started watching. I should have watched Game of Thrones years ago. I didn't really get on with it. I think that start because I don't really agree with the certain like sexual ideas that are in reading it. And then I've learned to skip on bits, and now I am such a fan that I watched it 4 times last year, and I wanted to go that record this year, and I've already watched it 4 times. I've watched the House of the Dragon as well, 4 times now this year, which House of the Dragon season 1, season 2 has it's episode 3. That's the big thing came out yesterday, and there's definitely a part of that I will be skipping every time I go for it. I ain't watching it. So these things that I watch, it's stuff that I'm scared or it's more that it's a bad feeling in my stomach, and I get like, why am I really upset by it? But then the dragon part of it, the brutalness of the narrative, and the work Cersei, I pushed the visual intention, but then also the actress is a very good actress, but she's a very good actress. But her and Ron actor, they had a no appearance clause contract in Game of Thrones. That's why you don't see you have to see her and then Carver when she employs him to do to assassinate her brothers in season 7. Clyburn has to go in with her. Now, technically, on that idea, she's the queen, and she goes and employs her most trusted advisor, the Hand of the King, the Hand of the Queen. Sorry, she goes and trusts him to go and do the job, which is technically what they do, what squires do for their counterpart. But technically, they ended that Game of Thrones too abruptly, and the story doesn't answer itself. But then they've done a spin-off obviously with House of Dragons, which happened from, if I remember correctly, 300 years before before Game of Thrones, before the Daenerys Targaryen's story came out, 300 years before, and this dragon's everywhere, which is amazing. House of Dragons season 1, the best part where when Damon and Valaria was racing and like the Royal Dragon struck fire and Damon Blyton, and I like Damon's Dragon. Damon's Dragon is like an actual concept of a real Chinese dragon, like the Chinese dragon, like with the long. It's a good concept, but questions are raised in that in House of Dragons because Damon is a very in it he goes and looks for the dragons and has all the information about the dragons, how he gets which I believe the 3 petrified eggs from Sarah, or whatever the name of the dragon, I can't remember, but he goes and gets the 3 eggs in the whilst they were in the dragon sack, whether they call this hacker, but he cuts them out wrong. But he gives them 3 eggs, but then also he talks to someone about there's 3 wild dragons they've counted. That is really interesting, and I think if they carried on the story to when Drogon disappeared, then the plans that he will have a price to look for him. Drogon would probably was off to find a way to resurrect Daenerys, and I believe it's through fire. She believed that any Targaryen breathing through fire. When like the Lord of Light brings back Jon, which is a Targaryen, but he also brings back brings Ram the Dairy, the brother of it, and Stark, Sean Bean is amazing, but what Atta is absolutely stunningly critically came at her for me for quite a few things now. I watched him on the Game of Thrones and I actually thought he was amazing and I cried my eyes out when he got it. Like you see the part where they're putting his body around those people points and I hated that part and it's a bit of the part where I want to skip. But then I do watch that part. But anyway, the actor is really good at his TV program in Britain. I think it was done in the BBC called Bodyguard. It's to do with the British government, Home Secretary, and her trying to implement a bill that will render the Secret Service and MI6 to be able to use more searching techniques and read what people if people started typing in stuff that involves terrorism or anything to do with engineering bombs and stuff like that, then it should raise a flag to governments that people are looking at that sort of stuff because it's too easy. Like, and that because I'm not being funny, but if it's like I think then why do authors get really punished if they actually treat like Steven Seagal was an actor. He ended up right now. He had in the end he got a dojo in Japan. He's got a martial art. I can't remember the name of the martial art, but he's in a TV movie called it's Under Siege. And Under Siege one, he's in it. That's HMS no SS no the Missouri. Sorry, the Missouri. One of the most acclaimed ships in America for the First Gulf War and a few other wars. That ship, he's on that ship, and then he makes a makeshift bomb in the microwave. Ice cream, glass, mix of drug, and certain other items gets into it in the microwave. And put to it, then progress the microwave will start up, and two soldiers go down, and boom. I mean, that alone, put metal into a microwave alone, like, the part of picking up and moving around in it. But to show people how to just equate the mixture of bomb with all picking like it was really quickly it claimed to be wrong and people went on saying it's influenced people and to do it to make things like that and they shouldn't have shown it. But and other authors and books and other have been castrated and criticised, and some of them have been put in prison because they have chosen to show that actual strong information on how to do that's anyway, back to this game. I was just having a bit of a chat because this is a bit more it's got to be done. Now I can't run sprint, but I can keep running because at the bottom, if you see that little gauge with the, I don't know what you would say. I say that it's like a old infantry bag. It's to tell you that you're over incumbent with items and it's to do with all the herbs. But if you end up letting that go to a full like thing, you won't be able to just jog back to the place where I'm just going to go put all these items, because I want all these herbs. All these herbs are useful for later on when I'm making potions, and they're also useful for selling to make thing. I might show you quickly a quick way to make decent bartering.